I remember I mentioned this earlier this year, maybe a month or two ago, how Donald Trump likes to target women reporters. In fact, he likes to target black women reporters. In fact, he likes to target any kind of minority woman that's in any kind of position of uh, professionalism, intelligence, and challenging him. And I remember this one just to start us.
Going into New York too, yeah.
Mr. President,
and we're going to be going in quiet. You're really obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I'm trying to ask you, what about your plans
You are
for
really
Memphis?
obnoxious.
I'm not obnoxious, but I
Okay.
am asking, what are your
Okay.
plans for Memphis? Many people want
I'm not going to
know
talk
what
to
the
you
numbers are
until
gonna
I
be like.
call on you.
What are your plans for
So,
Memphis?
who
Mr.
else? Yeah, go
President?
ahead.
Yeah, I just want to.
Yeah, that was from just a couple months ago. This is during the campaign when Donald Trump was trying to appeal to black folks after being a complete asshole. Rachel Scott of ABC News, black woman, asked him these questions about his background and his history regarding black folks.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabid to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country. Look, if I came onto a stage like this and I got treated so rudely as this woman treated me,
Oh my goodness.
and I'm fine with it because she was very rude, sir. Very rude. That wasn't a question. She
Sir,
didn't ask
you
me
can
a
answer the
question.
question.
She gave a statement. That wasn't a question.
I repeated
can
your
answer the
statement, sir,
question.
actually.
That's how we started that whole event at the National Black Journalists event, where Rachel Scott just had to ask him the simple, normal thing. He's there to campaign. Why should people trust you? But nasty, rude. Can't believe you'd come with this kind of energy at me. He's a baby. He can't take the slightest bit of heat, and he really doesn't like it from people that he sees as way lesser than him. And no one he sees as lesser than him than black women. That's just how this guy operates. It wasn't the only time he did this at the same event.
Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
Diversity, equity, inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
Give me a
literally
definition
the words
then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir,
of
I'm
that.
asking you a question,
No,
a
you
very
have to
direct
define
question.
it. Define it for me, if you
I
would.
just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
See, that's why he doesn't like having to answer questions from people who aren't afraid of him, who are willing to challenge him on the stupid things that he says and to not accept whatever excuse he comes up with. That's why he then has to switch over to lashing out and calling them names and saying the tone of you asking why I said what I said last week is disgusting and it's despicable. It's horrific because I can't take it. Instead, I gotta come up with stupid answers like that. That was during the campaign, bro. I think we could have seen it coming. I just wish enough reporters had circled the wagons around ABC's Rachel Scott after she got attacked like this. Instead, other people, I'm not going to call them a journalist, were saying things like this in response to that event.
Just before Donald Trump took the stage, I had a feeling things were going to go south because this person here, Rachel Scott is her name, from ABC News, laid down the ground rules.
NABJ has partnered with PolitiFact to fact check this conversation in real time. You can access that feed on social media using the hashtag NABJFactCheck.
Oh my gosh. You can't fact check political speech. Rhetoric, opinion. You can't fact check it. And as we know, Google and all the search engines have now been rigged against conservatives. It sounds great. You hear the audience going crazy. It's not. Fact checking is fake, and it's actually kind of dangerous.
Fact checking is fake and also kind of dangerous. And apparently it's Rachel Scott's fault that the organization decided to fact check the guy who needs fact checking constantly because all he does is lie. You see how it comes right back to then blaming the person who did a very normal thing? Matter of fact, in response to all that, I just want to really give the full, a different approach to how this happened with people like Rachel Scott. Because Eric Deggans at NPR, after that event, said, at a membership meeting today, NABJ's executive director said ABC's Rachel Scott had received death threats following her work asking incisive questions of Donald Trump at the group's national convention on Wednesday at the time. You ask this guy questions, he gets mad and bristly because he's bad at it. And then he insults folks. And after he insults them, they get death threats because who cares, right? Who cares about black women being reporters and really don't want them there? In fact, this is one of the last. I'm almost done, you guys. Yamiche Alcindor has always been a thorn in this guy's side. Boy, does he hate Yamiche. Matter of fact, in that whole mashup, she's the one that he was telling, you don't know anything, shush.
When you say that, darling, that's fake news.
Well, why would
I
you
don't
the
go to
Department of
war.
Defense?
Listen, be quiet. Listen. You don't listen. You never listen. That's why you're second rate. We're not going to war. We're going to clean up our cities. We're going to clean them up so they don't kill 5 people every weekend. That's not war. That's common sense.
He does that a lot. And I'm surprised she hasn't responded the way that I would by now.
President, why don't you have a plan to systemic racism? President, why haven't you laid out a plan to address systemic racism?
I'd like to sign this bill. This is a very different thing. And by the way, what's happened to our country and what you now see, it's been happening, is the greatest thing that can happen for race relations, for the African American community, for the Asian American, for the Hispanic American community, for women, for everything.
What's your plan?
Because our country is so strong, and that's what my plan is. We're going to have the strongest economy in the world. We almost are there now.
Black unemployment went up by 0.1%. Asian American unemployment went up by 0.5%. How is that a victory?
You are something.
Facts hit this guy in the face, and he just can't take it anymore. That's the president of the United States. That's his fragility. I just want to have one last request for the rest of the journalistic community, the rest of the media. Start protecting the black women reporters, too. They've been getting it for years. Just want to point that out. He hates them more than anybody else.